All right, so we are almost to the end of Pinan Shodan. So this time what we're going to be working on is the next sequence, right? So after that you have that reverse punch, right? Then we're going into what some people call a reinforced chest block, pivot, low block. Okay? So that's the sequence we're going to be working on. What we're going to be using is this position as a kind of grappling or setting up for a throw. Okay, this will be all transitional, but you'll see this position here in a moment. Right? The other principle that we're going to be working on is like at the early part of the kata, where we did the nukate and this was a throw. Right? We talked about how it's nigh impossible just to walk up to someone and throw it. Okay? And in karate, the throwing is not your go-to. Okay? But sometimes the opportunity presents itself. It's an excellent way to temporarily disable the opponent, get them on their back, get them away from you so that you can run. Okay? But there's often a strike that precedes the throw. And that will help destabilize a person, set them up for the throw. All right? So what we're going to use basically in the form, that reverse punch will be the disabling or the distracting blow or the blow before the throw, whatever you want to call it. And then this is going to be setting up for a throw. And then the pivot into the low block will be the throw itself. And there's a reason why in Matsubashi we go to the 45, not all the way around, because it simulates the position you need to be in a classic judo throw. So how we'll set this first one up will be off a basic loopy punch. So we're going to do our wing block, reverse punch. So after this wing block, that's probably coming. The other hand is probably coming. So you don't want to sit there and wait for it, right? So when that one comes in, bang, you've got to blast it quick. Okay? That's going to disrupt them, probably going to bend over. Okay? The next move in the kata is this, right? So what we're doing from here is that we're stepping in for the under the armpit and pulling this in tight. This is that basic position. Okay? We'll then use the pivot to throw them over the straight leg. So as it comes in, boom, we're stepping in here. I've got to reposition here. Now notice, if I just pivot here, he's going to go right over that straight leg, and I'm in forward stance, basic low block, facing the corner, the 45. So you need to make that pivot so that he'll go over that straightened leg. And then from here, you got to strike and you're out. All right? So that's the first scenario that we can use off a basic punch. So again, the punch comes in, I'm striking, I've got to step in tight from here. Now I've got to step around and then pull him across that straight leg. Now sometimes, you see I'm bending here because I'm going to get this kind of action. That can help whip his leg over, but also if he happens to fall on the leg, it's less likely to hurt it. Okay? That's a little kind of finessing it. Right? So it comes in, strike, and step again down that leg, strike, and then out. Okay? The second way we could work this is in a clinch. Now, one problem with throwing from a clinch is that they're already holding on to you, and you throw someone who's holding on to you, they're probably going to keep holding on, and you're going down with them. Now you've got a whole other problem to deal with. So we talked about earlier when we did the other throw in the form. You know, people ask, well, what happens if he holds on to you? You say, well, if they happen to grab you, you might go down with them. Now you got a ground game. You got to fight your way back up to your feet and out. Okay. So what we're going to do here is try to minimize that possibility. All right. So we've got the basic clinch here. He's holding on to me here. That's a problem, right? So I'm going to be headbutting, knee striking. From there, you can see a little bit. From after that, I'm going to loosen his arm a little bit so I can get and start uppercut striking. Most likely, he's going to try and do something to keep that from happening, in which case from now, I can get a strike in here. I'm going to rotate this arm this way. Now it's just the way we were before, right? The hand comes under, they step through, step around, throw, strike, and out. So you're getting yourself into that same basic position. So from the strike, you're getting in that position. From the clinch, you're blasting, moving that arm, then stepping in to that position, and then pivoting around, right? And you're gonna do either side, right? So we're here, so again, we're striking, right? And we can start getting those uppercuts here, right? He's gonna try to do something here. I'm gonna now rotate here. This hand comes underneath, round, and then out. Okay? So it's a basic throw. That's the setup, the classic position for the throw. The rotation into the low block is the throw itself. And we're going to work on getting into this position from either a strike or from clinching. Okay? A few more. Wrap them up, around. Good. Nice. Very good. Again, one more. Wrap them up, around. Good. Around. Nice. Okay. All right. Good. Step around. I'm gonna up pit. Pivot around like in the kata. Good. Armpit. Around. Nice. Vengeance over here. Good. Again. Uppercuts. Wrap that arm up. So around. Nice. Coming around. Very good. All right. So now we're going to look at, well, what happens if the throw doesn't work, which is it's very possible, right? Unless you're amazing judo players who get your throws perfectly every time, it's very likely the throw might not work, or they might hop over your leg. So in the kata, we've got, here's the setup for the throw, here's the throw. The next move in the kata is that high block, right? High block. What we can use there, that as a forearm smash in case he doesn't go down. So let's just sort of go slowly. So we've got, boom, we've come through, hop over the leg. Crap, he hasn't gone down. He's probably going to swing with this pretty quickly. So if he hasn't gone down, well, the kata says, hit him with your forearm. Just start smacking him with that forearm. Okay? But generally speaking, the katas often will have a corrective. If it doesn't work, then what, sensei? We'll hit him. What does the next part of the kata say? High block. So in that case, again, here, he doesn't go down, trap, just starts striking. He's set up perfectly, right? And then I'm just kind of moving and keeping his arm straight to try and take a little bit of power away from this. But he's probably going to, if he hasn't got, he's going to swing, but I still got to cover here, right? Which is fine. Right? He might swing, I got to cover now, and then I can do other things from here. All right? So the kata does give us a solution. Another thing, if it doesn't work, hit him in the throat with your forearm. All right? Good. And hits. Remember, don't go down, hit him in the neck, good. Back. Remember, try to throw him, but it's much harder to throw than you realize. Aye! Get around. Oh, okay, hit her. Thrust in the good. One more. You got to get in tight and get that leg around. Try to get him down. Son! Get in there. Oh, yeah! All right, very good.